Hi guys, welcome back. So today I have an exciting announcement and hopefully some helpful tips for some of you. This year I'm going to be attending Book Expo and BookCon here in New York City. I'm so excited. I knew I was going to be going to BookCon. I wasn't sure about Book Expo, but I got approved for a media badge, which is very exciting. That means that I'm going to be taking you along with me on my journey. I will be vlogging throughout. I'm sure I will have a massive book and ARC haul after the fact. I'm really looking forward to it. And I would love to meet some of you. If any of you guys are going to be at either of those, please tell me in the comments down below. And if there's enough of you that have interest, maybe we could even set up some kind of a booktuber meetup while people are in town. That would be cool. If you are interested in attending BookCon, I will leave a link to the website in the video description down below. It takes place the first weekend of June, so we're a little ways out. You do still have time if you are hoping to attend. So let me know. I am really excited about it. I did go to BookCon last year. I had a great time, but I'm so looking forward to this year because I actually know you guys. I know people. Last year I just kind of went by myself. I didn't really know anybody there. I still had fun and it was nuts, but this year I'm so excited because there's a lot of people that I know and have met through this amazing community in the last year that I'm excited to see. Another thing that I am very excited about is one of my favorite authors who I've never met, and this is not a YA author, but if you guys aren't familiar with her, Kate Morton is this amazing adult historical fiction author who lives in Australia, and so she's not in the States very frequently. She only releases a new book every few years, and so she's not around that much, but she's supposed to be at Book Expo. And I think they're going to have ARCs of her newest book, which is so exciting. So I'm really hoping to meet her and pick up those books. I will put pictures of a couple of her books up here on the screen so that you can check them out. They're all fantastic. They're all these like epic historical novels that follow generations across time and some kind of like a family secret that gets unveiled through the book, and they're wonderful. Probably the creepiest, most kind of gothic one is The Distant Hours. That was the first one of hers I read and that got me hooked. I now own all of her books and love them, so I will definitely be getting the newest one too. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling, but I was so excited when I found out that she was going to be at Book Expo, so hopefully that will continue to work out and I'll get to meet her and get an ARC of her new book. Oh, that would be amazing. So I am very much looking forward to it. There's going to be a lot of exciting things happening, a lot of people there, great authors and books, and yeah, it's just going to be a good time. So I thought in this video I would also give you guys some tips for attending conventions like BookCon. Just give you some idea of sort of what to expect, what to do, how to plan ahead, just so that it goes smoothly and you enjoy your time. The first thing I would say is do plan ahead. You probably want to have some idea of what's happening there beforehand. So my number one tip is look at the schedule. Look at what's happening, when it's happening, figure out what are the things that you most want to do. You're like, must have, I have to go to this panel with these authors, or I have to go to this book drop, or you know, whatever it is. There are so many exciting things happening. You're not going to be able to get to all of them, but ahead of time, go on the website, download the app. They do have an app you can use to plan what you really want to do and make use of that. Make sure you kind of have an idea of what you're getting into beforehand. Now, this dovetails nicely with my second tip, which is manage your expectations. Realize you are not gonna get to do everything that you want to do. There's just too much going on. There's a lot of people. It can get a little bit crazy. You are gonna need to take bathroom breaks and breaks to eat occasionally, and so you're not gonna be able to do everything. So know what you would like to do and then kind of tier things. So what are the 2 or 3 things that are like, I have to do this, and plan out your schedule around it, and then maybe throw in some things that you would like to do if possible. Number 3, make sure you know how to get into stuff. So check the BookCon website because they now have an electronic method for allocating tickets to get into the big signing lines. Sometimes there are signings at the actual publisher booths, which are different, but if you want to get something signed by one of the really big authors like Cassandra Clare, for example, you're going to need to have a ticket, and those things go like that when they open up the electronic queue. So go to the website, make sure you know when they're going to open it up to get tickets to go to the signing. The tickets are free, they don't cost anything, but you do have to to have when to get in line. So make sure you're aware of when that happens, put it on your calendar. If there's someone that you really, really want to see, then be quick about it, because I know last year I was on there immediately and I got one of the top people, but like Sarah J. Maas was gone within 5 seconds. So like, it's a little crazy. So if you're planning on doing it, just be aware of that. Tip number 4, if there are panels that you really, really want to get into, get in line early. Because a lot of times they don't clear the room between panels, and honestly sometimes for some of the really, really popular ones, you might even want to go to the panel in that room before the panel you actually want to go to. Something like maybe Cassie Clare talking, you're gonna have a hard time getting in there, and so if you want to have a seat in that panel and be in that room, you might need to figure out what panel happens in that room beforehand and go to that, because they're probably not going to clear the room beforehand. There are people who will line up for those panels like an hour ahead of time and may not still get in. So it's not the kind of thing, especially for one of the more popular panels, where you can get there last minute and expect to get in. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time. If there's something that's going to be really popular that you are dying to get into and it's a must on your list, make sure you budget time in your schedule to wait to get in line to actually get into the room. Tip number 5, bring a backpack and bring tote bags. You may be able to get some there, but you want some sturdy ones. You're definitely gonna want a backpack. They often do not allow suitcases on the floor because they take up too much space, but you guys, you're gonna get a lot of books. And I mean a lot of books, a lot of galley drops. Some of the more popular ones you have to wait in line for a long time. So like, I didn't even try last year. The Wonder Woman arcs for Leigh Bardugo, people were in line for like 2 hours to get that, and so I didn't even try. It was like out of control. But there's a lot of lesser known ones, and so be aware. Like, I think last year across 2 days I ended up with like 40 books that were free, plus the ones I bought, plus the ones that I brought to get signed. So make sure you have a sturdy backpack, make sure you have tote bags to carry things around, and, you know, maybe lift some weights in preparation so that you're ready to carry all those books around. If you're coming from out of town, you know, manage expectations. Maybe plan for postage to ship a package back home, because you may not be able to take all the books on the plane with you that you want to pick up. So think about all those things and plan ahead for all of the books that you're going to want to be getting. Don't forget to bring some essentials. Bring a water bottle, bring a phone charger. If you have a camera and you're vlogging, bring an extra battery and a charger. Like, make sure you have all of the things that you're gonna need throughout the day. Stay hydrated. You don't wanna get sick. You know, like, make sure you're drinking water. There are water fountains, and it's gonna be way cheaper to bring your own water bottle and fill it up than it is to buy one there. Also, in terms of food, think about what you want to do. Basically, you're kind of going to have to balance out time versus price for quality. So if you want something that's not crazy expensive, that's a little better quality, you're going to have to go outside of the convention center, and that will lose you time. So you're going to have to figure out how you want to budget your time and allocate it. You could bring snacks with you. That's probably a great idea. Bring some like energy bars. Like, food is always a good thing to have. But in terms of eating your meals, eating lunch, there is food inside the convention center. It is overpriced, and it is not that great. It's kind of like going to the zoo or something, or the movie theater. But it's there, and it's okay. It's expensive. There is a Starbucks, actually 2 Starbucks inside the convention center. The lines will be long. The people who work there will not be terribly happy, but there is Starbucks, so that is available to you as well. You can get your caffeine if you really need it. So just think about those things. Plan ahead for food. If you have dietary restrictions, really plan ahead, because there are limited things. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people waiting in lines. Just, you know, things to be aware of. The other thing that you might want to do is have a pen with you. Have something to get signed, or your phone for pictures, because when you're on the floor you may run into authors, which is pretty exciting, and a lot of times they're really friendly. I know last year I ran into Marie Lu and Renee Adia on the floor, and I felt so dumb because I didn't realize until after the fact that it was Renee, but I recognized Marie Lu and asked for a picture, and then I felt like really dumb because I was like, oh my gosh, she probably feels so weird. I would like ask Marie Lu for a picture and didn't even realize it was Renee Adia, but you know, these things happen. But Marie was super friendly, and I took a selfie with me, which was very sweet of her. So be aware that you may see authors on the floor, and that's exciting. So go say hi and tell them you like their book. They may not have a lot of time, but like, you know, go for it. One other thing to be aware of is that some of the events may take place outside of Javits Center. Javits Center is enormous. That's the main convention center where this is all held, but I know that last year there were also a handful of events that were held at off-site locations. So when you're looking at the schedule, make sure you look at where the event is located and leave enough time to get from place to place when you're budgeting out your time. It may be like a 10-minute walk from the Javits Center, and then it may be more than 10 minutes because if there's a lot of people crowding, it may take you a little while to like get out from the main show floor and get out the door and then get to the external locations. So just kind of plan for that. Plan extra time into everything you do because sometimes things can be a little bit slow moving. If any of you guys have been to like a New York City Comic-Con, BookCon is not that crazy. It's like a step down from that, or maybe like a Thursday at New York Comic-Con. Like, yeah, I would say that. Like Thursday at New York City Comic-Con is probably about equivalent to BookCon most of the time, but it does get very busy. And so be aware, there's a lot of people. Also, for those of you who get really uncomfortable around crowds and are introverts and are going to need space to recharge, build that into your schedule too. You realize there are going to be a lot of people, there are going to be a lot of crowds. It's really fun, it's really exciting, but if you need time to like recharge and take a breath, make sure you do that. And sometimes you can go off and find like a quiet space to sit and read for a few minutes, have a cup of coffee, and get ready to go back into the fray. And, you know, finally, just have fun. Bring friends with you or make friends. Just like start up conversations with the people around you. Everybody's there because they love books, so you automatically have something in common. I know a lot of us tend to be kind of shy and maybe more introverted, but like just like pay attention, you know? If you're sitting in line next to somebody and you hear them talking to their friend about like the newest book, chime in and say, oh yeah, I read that, and more than likely you're going to make a friend. People aren't going to be weird about it. We're all like nerds who love books and love authors and reading and have things to talk about. So talk, make friends, enjoy your time, and you will have a blast. And don't be too shy to go up to authors or booktubers or people that you recognize and say hi. Like, more than likely they will be thrilled to be recognized. I think in this world it's such a weird thing, especially for authors, because most of them, right, like in their everyday lives aren't celebrities. It's in these weird little places like at signings and conventions where all of a sudden they become a big celebrity. Like Cassie Clare, for example, is probably not a celebrity everywhere she goes. There's a lot of people who have no idea who she is when she walks around, but then she goes somewhere like BookCon and it's like, oh my god, screaming fans. So it's a really interesting kind of dynamic, I guess, but people generally are really friendly and really happy to say hi and talk to you and take a picture. So just go for it and have fun. Okay, so I'm not sure how many tips that is. I'll tell you on the screen down below, and it'll probably be in this video title, but those are my tips for enjoying your experience at BookCon. Just have fun. Prioritize the things you really want to get to, but also leave space to go with the flow, because you never know where the day may take you. You never know what you may discover, and just enjoy it. So talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know if any of you guys are going, if you've gone in the past. I would love to meet up with you guys if you are going to be there. And if not, I will be taking you with me. So I'm going to be vlogging. I am going to try to get footage. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to film inside of panels, but there's a lot of other things going on that I am going to be able to vlog and show you all the fun and exciting things. Again, talk to me in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.